Alright, my name is Aaron Way, and this is my assignment for week 3, EDU 620, Meeting Individual Student Needs. We are to select two different assistive technologies from one of the list, choose one of the following assignment options, and obviously I'm doing a video. Figure I'd take a little break from typing for a little bit. Hopefully this works. We'll try it out. If my grade suffers, then I'll stick to writing. So, I'm going to start out with the two different ATs that I selected off the list. First was an alternate keyboard. Basically what this will do, it allows students to get into a computer and express themselves typing. Some students that maybe have a vocabulary, non-auditory type of disability, allowed them to communicate through different voice recognition software. They're able to type a little bit better through maybe keyboards that are larger keyboards, even in conjunction with a mouse with a large trackball. For the more physically handicapped students, but basically the alternate keyboard gives students a pathway to express themselves on a keyboard that's maybe not so overwhelming to them. The second one was kind of along the same lines. Is you're looking at a talking calculator. This would go in line with the mathematic portions of it as well as auditory. It combines visual, tactile, as well as auditory hearing, and just combines the three, so when they're actually doing the math on the calculator, not only are they seeing it, not only are they touching it, but then on top of that, you are able to hear the number. You know, just another form of reinforcement. You always hear it constantly in education. You hear, heck, in corporate America, where I'm at, you always hear the more senses you can get your audience to interact with and participate in, the longer the retention value. So I think this is especially true for students with disabilities, different types of needs. Something along these lines where they can interact through a different type of keyboard and a calculator that they can interact with. It's not just something they're sitting there pushing buttons on. It's something that interacts like you and I do. And then you also have a person there providing that helpful insight to go in and oversee them, and just one more step to reinforce it. As far as information on each AT's cost, they differ. Both of them differ depending on how fancy you want to get. You can find both for under $100, and you can find both in excess of $300. So it depends on how fancy you want to get. How also depends on the disability and what you need it for. Like most things, you can either go for economy value, and you know, as the saying goes, you always get what you pay for. But if it's just something to kind of get you by until you can get something better, then yeah, go ahead and get an economy version of it. But at the same time, if this is something you know it's going to be in long-term use, and you might want to spend the money up front, otherwise it's something where you constantly pay $300 one time, or you pay $100 5 times. It makes sense. Each one of these, we'll start with the alternate keyboard to be applied in the classroom. This is for assignments where maybe the student needs to do a book report or any type of written report, or once again going back to a student who has a speaking disability. It allows them to maybe, we'll go to the first example. If there's a report, an alternate keyboard will give the student options to speed up the process so they don't get frustrated by their lack of ability on the normal keyboard. Once again, maybe it's the keys are bigger, maybe there's less keys. There's just so many different options out there for alternate keyboards, but it will help maintain their focus on what they want to do and what they need to do, instead of getting the frustration that is typically accompanied with students struggling on an assignment. And then going back to auditory, it allows them to participate through speaking for them. So an alternate keyboard allows them to type words faster in regards to um, answering questions in the classroom. For a talking calculator, I think that's pretty self-explanatory, self-obvious. It's going to be used in any kind of mathematic activity. So whether you're doing multiplication tables, addition, subtraction, division, whatever type of mathematic formulas that you need to do in order, that would require a calculator, at least for these students, you would take the place of a regular calculator and then incorporate a talking calculator just to reinforce it even that much stronger into the students. For me, in regards to the evaluation of which one would be a better investment, honestly, I think the alternate keyboard, depending on the student, I think it has the capabilities of providing so much more than just being able to type better, interact better. There is, once again, going back to the example I've been giving over and over again, it can talk for students. It can help them write papers. It can help them, do videos like this. It can help them interact with other classmates online, and then you're getting that peer recognition, not just, the teacher-student recognition, the parent-child recognition. Then you're getting that peer-to-peer interaction, and I think it just opens up a different world for these students to interact with people on a level that they really haven't had before. So I think that would be the better investment from my point of view. But teach them on whatever. Each child's unique. Each child's a snowflake, and each child's different. They all have different needs, and that's something that each parent and educator and IEP coordinator needs to take into consideration on dealing with these students, is what is going to do better by the student. If it's a talking calculator, it's an alternate keyboard, if it's an iPad, there's so many out there that, an abacus would work, smart charts, scanners, little scanners, scanner with OCR, a book that has, it's on a 3-ring binder instead of a regular book. There's just so many different things that you can do for these kids that can just have such a large impact on not just their ability to learn, but their ability to communicate and incorporate themselves into the classroom and be an active participant, be an active student, and for lack of better words, feel normal. Anyway, I hope this video works as far as an assignment. I hope I did the assignment well. It's hard to, I don't know, it'll be hard. I don't know how you're going to grade this. In regards to paper, it's hard to judge on APA format when you're speaking, so hope it works. If not, I'm going back to writing. So thank you, Professor, and I will see you online soon. Thanks.